I'd been at Alden and Company for 3 years. 3 years of late nights, skipped vacations, and holding this department together with duct tape and determination. So when Arthur, the founder and my boss, called a champagne toast in the conference room, I thought, this is it. The promotion I'd been working toward. Instead, Arthur smiled at the group, raised his glass, and said, "I'm thrilled to announce our new director of operations, my niece, Lily." Applause. Cheers. And me? Standing there with a fixed smile, my stomach turning to stone. "Olivia will help train Lily in the coming weeks," Arthur added casually. Like it was no big deal. Like my 3 years of loyalty could just be handed over to someone who hadn't worked a single day here before. That night, my husband Joseph took one look at my face when I walked in the door. "Sit," he said. "Tell me everything." I told him about the champagne, about Arthur's "you're secure here" excuse, about training my own replacement. Joseph's jaw tightened. He actually said that? Word for word. "I'm calling him." "No," I stopped him. "This isn't your fight. It's mine." But Joseph's anger was a mirror of my own. And I knew something had just broken that could never be fixed. The next morning, I walked into the office and found Lily sitting at my desk. Not visiting, not asking, sitting. My coffee mug in her hand like it belonged to her. "Oh, Olivia," she said with that bright, oblivious smile. "Arthur said I should just move in here for now. You don't mind, right?" I minded, but I also knew this wasn't about the desk. This was about being erased, piece by piece. That week, every project I'd nurtured for years suddenly had Lily listed as the point of contact. Clients I'd built trust with were told to loop Lily in first. When I brought it up to Arthur, he gave me that patronizing smile. "It's temporary. Don't overthink it. You're reliable, Olivia. You're not going anywhere. Reliable. Predictable." As if those were compliments instead of the iron chains keeping me in place. By Friday, I'd had enough. I closed my office door, opened a blank document, and stared at the cursor. The words came slow at first, then faster. "Dear Arthur, please accept this as my formal resignation." I kept it short, professional. No accusations, no emotion, just finality. When I printed it out and slid it into a crisp white envelope, my hands were steady for the first time in weeks. It was over, and yet I couldn't shake the feeling. Arthur had no idea what was about to hit him. Monday morning, I dressed like it was the most important meeting of my life. Navy suit, pearl earrings from my grandmother. If Arthur was going to remember this day, he was going to remember every detail. I got in early, placed the resignation envelope dead center on my desk, and worked as if nothing had changed. Answered emails, fixed a broken spreadsheet for Tom in accounting, even laughed in the break room. At exactly 10 o'clock, I walked to Arthur's office. Marie, his longtime secretary, smiled. "He's on a call, dear." Just a minute. I'd miss her. Not the company, just her kindness. Arthur waved me in without hanging up, still barking numbers into the phone. I sat quietly across from him until he finally clicked end. "All right, Olivia, what's so urgent?" "I've got back-to-back meetings until 3. I slid the envelope across the desk. No words, just the sound of paper moving. He tore it open, read, and his face went through 3 shades, pale, pink, and furious red. "You can't be serious. This is a negotiating tactic, right?" "No, Arthur, it's not. We just promoted Lily. She needs you. The Morrison account. You'll be fine. She's very enthusiastic." He started pacing, running his hand through his thinning silver hair. "This is about the promotion, isn't it? We can give you something else. Different title, more responsibility." "Arthur, stop." He froze. I'd never spoken to him like that before. "This isn't about the title anymore. This is about respect. Respect you never gave me." I could see it hit him. Hard. His voice was quieter now. "You heard what I said that day, didn't you?" "Every word." I stood, smoothing my skirt. "You were right about one thing. I have been predictable. Predictably loyal to people who didn't value me. That ends today. What do you want? More money? Corner office. I want to work somewhere that sees potential instead of limitations. Somewhere that doesn't think 42 is too old for fresh ideas. And with that, I walked out. Marie's worried eyes followed me. Everything okay, honey? Better than okay, I told her. Everything's finally right. Back at my desk, I felt lighter than I had in years. The chain was broken. What I didn't know. By the end of the month, Arthur was going to deeply regret letting me walk away. 2 weeks after I walked out of Alden Ventures for the last time, I was at home in my sweats, updating my resume and nursing my second cup of coffee. The phone rang. Unknown number. Normally, I'd let it go to voicemail. Something told me to answer. Olivia Grant, a warm, professional voice asked. This is Rebecca Chin from Horizon Tech. I hope I'm not catching you at a bad time. Horizon Tech, the fastest growing logistics company in the region. Known for promoting from within based on merit, not politics. Not a bad time at all, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. Your name came up yesterday in a meeting with Daniel Morrison. He spoke very highly of your work at Alden Ventures and suggested we reach out. We have an opening for Regional Operations Director, overseeing 3 departments and managing our biggest accounts. Would you be interested? Would I be interested? This was the job Arthur told me I'd never be ready for. Only now it was bigger, better, and with a company that actually respected results. Within an hour, Rebecca had sent me the job details. The salary was 30% higher than what I'd made at Alden. Stock options, full benefits. It was the offer I'd been dreaming of, but from someone else's table. The interviews moved fast. Every person I met was sharp, direct, and genuine. No fake, we're like family speeches. Just clear expectations and real enthusiasm for what they were building. The CEO, Marcus Williams, was my final meeting. Why did you leave Alden Ventures? He asked. I could have given the polished, safe answer, but something about Marcus told me the truth would land better. I hit a ceiling that had nothing to do with my performance. Sometimes you realize loyalty without respect is just servitude. Marcus leaned back, smiling faintly. We don't believe in ceilings here, Olivia. Just earned advancement. Does that sound like something you could work with? It sounds like everything I've been looking for. 3 days later, Rebecca called. We'd like to make you an offer. I didn't just accept. I soaked in every word of that contract because it was proof. Proof that I'd been right to walk away. On my first day, Horizon Tech felt like stepping into another universe. Bright, modern offices. Technology that worked. But more importantly, from the second I walked in, I wasn't tolerated. I was valued. My new right hand, Sarah Martinez, greeted me with a briefing packet and genuine enthusiasm. We've been struggling with one of our biggest accounts. Honestly, we could use your expertise. Expertise. Not dependability. Not reliability. Expertise. In my first week, I led a strategy meeting that saved a major client from leaving. Not only did they stay, they expanded their contract by 40%. Word spread fast. Marcus started inviting me to executive sessions. Other departments asked for my input. And deep down, I knew. Every win here was another quiet nail in Arthur's coffin. 3 months into my new role at Horizon Tech, the whispers started. At a quarterly networking event, Janet Mills from Pacific Financial cornered me. Olivia, I heard you moved here. Good for you, she said, her tone too loaded to be casual. Things have been interesting since you left. I kept my smile neutral. Oh, let's just say your replacement isn't exactly responsive. 3 weeks to return a call? That never happened with you. 3 weeks. I'd prided myself on same-day responses. Before I could reply, Janet was pulled away, but her words stuck like a splinter. 2 weeks later, my phone rang. The caller ID made my breath hitch. Daniel Morrison, Alden Ventures' biggest client. Olivia, I hope you don't mind me calling. First, thank you for recommending Horizon Tech. Best business decision I've made in years. Second, well, I wanted to give you a heads up. What's going on? We're ending our contract with Alden Ventures this quarter. I sat back stunned. Why? Daniel's voice hardened. Your replacement missed 2 strategy calls. When she finally called back, she didn't know basic details about our account. And last week, we had a $2 million shipment in the wrong warehouse. She told us to file a complaint, and she'd look into it when she had time. I could practically see Arthur's face when that news hit his desk. "I'm sorry to hear that," I said carefully. Arthur told me Lily represents the new direction of the company, and if we couldn't adapt, maybe we weren't the right fit. Translation: he pushed his largest client out the door rather than admit he made a mistake. After we hung up, I sat there, my feelings tangled satisfaction, yes, but also sadness. I had cared about that company once. An hour later, Rebecca called me into her office. "We've had 3 former Alden Ventures clients reach out this week, specifically asking for you. How do you want to handle it?" We agreed to respond, but not chase. By the end of the month, Horizon Tech had signed all 4 of them. One night, my old colleague Margaret called. "There are rumors of layoffs. People are saying it's because you left and took the clients with you." "Margaret, that's not. I'm not blaming you. We all saw how they treated you. But some of us have mortgages, kids in college." I hesitated, then said, "Would you consider coming here? We're expanding, and we need someone with your experience." The relief in her voice broke something in me. That night I realized this wasn't about revenge anymore. It was about giving good people an escape. Arthur's downfall was just a byproduct. 6 months later, an embossed envelope arrived in my mailbox. "Arthur Alden requests the pleasure of your company at the Alden Ventures annual awards dinner." When Joseph saw it, he frowned. "You're not actually going to go, are you?" I smiled. "Oh, I'm going. I want Arthur to see exactly what I became after he let me go." The grand ballroom sparkled with crystal chandeliers and polite chatter, but I walked in like I owned the place. Emerald green silk dress, diamond studs. Confidence I didn't have the last time I was here. Rebecca came with me, moral support, but also curiosity. The cocktail hour was exactly what I expected. Some former colleagues smiled warmly. Others looked like seeing me was a reminder of the risk they never took. Tom from accounting leaned in near the bar. "Things haven't been the same since you left, Olivia." Margaret's move to Horizon really opened some eyes. A lot of us are rethinking things. Before I could answer, the lights dimmed. Arthur walked on stage. And for the first time, he didn't look untouchable. Older, tired, almost smaller. "It's been a challenging year," he began. "We've learned hard lessons about leadership and recognizing talent wherever it may be found." His eyes found mine. He didn't look away. "Our final award tonight is new. The Excellence in Leadership Award goes to someone no longer with our company, but whose impact still shapes us today. Olivia Carter, please join me on stage." The room erupted. I froze. Rebecca whispered, "Go. This is yours." My heels clicked against the marble as I crossed the floor. Arthur met me halfway with a crystal award, smiling for the cameras. "Olivia, your dedication to excellence set a standard that still inspires us. While we're sorry you've moved on, we want to acknowledge the foundation you built here." I took the mic. The room went silent. "Thank you," I began. "Working here taught me lessons about business, about relationships, and about knowing your worth. I learned that loyalty is important, but it should never be one-sided. That hard work matters, but only when it's valued. And that sometimes, the smartest thing you can do for your career is walk away from what's holding you back." I let the words hang. I'm grateful for my time here. It led me to a company that values merit over politics, where ideas are heard no matter who suggests them, and where potential isn't capped by someone else's comfort zone. I handed the mic back. Arthur's smile was tight, his knuckles white around the award. Walking back to my table, the applause was hesitant at first. Then Margaret stood and clapped. Tom joined in. Others followed. Arthur approached me after dinner. "We're restructuring. If you ever wanted to come back..." "Arthur, stop." I met his eyes. 6 months ago, I might have wanted to prove something to you, but I've already proven it to myself. Your company is struggling because you valued family ties over competence. That's not my problem anymore. I picked up the award. I wish you luck, but my chapter here is closed. Walking out of that ballroom, Rebecca looped her arm through mine. "So, how does it feel to have the last word?" I smiled. "Like freedom." That night, I set the award on my bookshelf, next to a photo from my first day at Horizon Tech. One represented where I'd been, the other where I was going. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's becoming the person they never believed you could be.